Good morning, traders. To kick off the session here, so we do have quite bullish price action in the overnight session. Some takeaways that I got going on here. Typically, what you're wanting to do is testing support going into the open if you think it's going to be a little more bearish in the opening session here. So basically, we have been building higher support as the week has went on. Now, as since we reclaimed this one here, this here is acting as our new support zone, 2-day support zone now. Uh, so be very mindful of that. That's around the 68.40 area. Is acting as new support here on the ES futures. Okay, we do not have a 2-day support the 68.50 area yet. I mean, we came through it, but we didn't, get a double. I like seeing a double whammy into support before I actually confirm that as a support area. Okay, and we're trying to put higher hot prices above that early on this morning. So, some things going on here. We're currently above the London Open. Uh, so, trying to build out prices to the upside here. So, very good chance we could come back down to 68.50. It's not out of the realm of possibilities here in the session. But one main takeaway we do have here in the Thursday session, we're not starting the session testing support right off the bat. We're trying to find price discovery to the upside, yeah, into the dealer cluster zone. So important to note that. And this is our Wednesday anchored VWAP right here. So from yesterday, we built out our anchored VWAP right here. We're currently trading above that. And our main support on that is 68.60. So we're trading above both of those currently here on the ES futures. So be very mindful of that. So we seem to be walking higher here in the markets. And that goes in line with, but we don't have a breakout. So be very mindful of that. Okay. Uh, Going forward here. The structure on the NQs are actually quite, we got a double bottom scenario going on for support. So basically, we got a double bottom right here on the NQs, acting as a significant support, potential support here at the 25,440 here on NQs could be a very significant support that was building out so far this week. We're above the London Open. Okay. We have, if you have noticed right here, versus yesterday's anchored VWAP, we were showing a little bit relative weakness compared to the ESs. Remember, Microsoft brought us down. So we're already trying to cross back under that yesterday's anchored VWAP. That's just giving us one signal of potential weakness early on in the session for a better back and fill. Uh, so like I said, we got this double bottom here. Now we're wanting to see if this area right here becomes new support. So let's definitely keep this on watch if this becomes new support in today's session. I think there's a very good odds that we come back down into the 65,600 or 65,580. We could very well come back down to 65,580 and try to make that into a double bottom support, going in. And then our anchored VWAPs are in that area as well. So even if we came down to this, and don't go past it too far, that would be quite supportive for even higher prices in the market. So bottom line is we really don't want to lose that. We don't want this to become a big top chop range. We don't want to continue to build a higher base, and which we may or may not be able to do. But this is the area that I would be looking to be buying the dip right here at the anchored VWAPs, and to for higher prices. Right now, everything's looking bullish though, so we have to be very mindful of that. Okay, I'm gonna remove that while I'm thinking about it. Okay, but yeah, we're just stair stepping these up, and I do like how we had the double bottom here to trade off of. So going into today's session, had an outperform in the Russell yesterday. Okay, guys. So we have uh, broken up here on this anchored VWAP, but we have not back tested our support. So coming back down into the 2502, 2500 area, I would argue that is a high odds probability that we will come back down into the 2500 at some point today, given that that's the beginning of our interview app. So let's see how that plays out, and we're getting quite a ways away from our other anchored view apps of the week. So there is but we do have a FIP support here, which so far this morning around 3 a.m. is holding. I would much rather be a net long on the Russell, of course, at the 2500 area. See if 2500 will become new support. 2500 is a very, very big uh, uh, gamma area, GEX area. Okay, and so be very mindful of that. They may want to really test that 2500 before and make that into new support at some point in time today. So I would say my highest odds scenario that we will come back down to 2500, try to make that new support in today's session even as a bull. I'd much rather see that. I wouldn't want to be trading up here uh, in the Russell. Uh, the odds of a favorable outcome down here are better, in my opinion. Another thing I was looking at this morning here on the VIX, I got the VIX on here, and I got my VIX fibs thrown out here. In my opinion, we can very easily still be coming down to the 1560 area. That would finish this pattern on the VIX down to the 1560. Okay, so let's definitely keep that in the back of our mind. Everybody's bullish this market. I think there's a really good, possibility that to finish this thing, they may want to finish out the structure all the way down to that 1560 area here on the VIX. They don't have to do it, of course, and we're just walking down this anchored view app here, and but that would be my primary thesis that they're not done completing the. We don't have that downside flush yet here on the VIX, so I think there's a possibility that we could just get this explosive move higher, possibly going into tomorrow's session. Some sort of news or something that propels the markets in the overnight to get up into the 6900 here on the ESs, and that getting up that 6900 would bring the VIX probably down into this 1560 area. So let's definitely keep that in the back of our mind of the primary scenario that I am thinking could be playing out here in the markets. Okay. Now the individual charts here real quick. NVIDIA does seems to be on the leaderboard this morning. I don't see anything. Losing at 185 was a real big deal. I mean, the risk reward below 185 is just not that good. So I don't want to be stuck in a lot of chop. We have to see a 185 breakout and hold before I would really want to be even a player in the NVIDIA. Tesla looks like it's got quite a bit of volume continuing. We got up to the 450 area, and there's a lot of GEX at the 450 area. So if you look at your open interest, okay, and the 450, got 19,000 contracts at this level right here. And then you go up to the 460 area. Okay, but 450 is a really big one. Okay, that's a real big one on the GEX. And that's where we're at this morning. So we're right into, the market makers are getting spanked. In prices moving above 450, they get spanked. So they may want to push us at the 460 though, given the GEX at 460. So there is that chance of doing that. So definitely keep that on watch here. 450 is a big one though, and we're right there today. We're right there. We did have Salesforce earnings last night. Looks like they're responding well off the earnings. We'll see if they can hold it or not. Google, okay. So I was talking about how we were building higher structure yesterday, and then we had that flash crash. Well, now we're even building better structure. So heads up on that. Google's building even better structure than yesterday. We are actually above this right here. This suggests that we might start seeing outperformance in above that red line. This could very well mean we're starting to see an outperformance setting up here in the Google of the world. So heads up on that. This could be a buy the dip scenario that is about to start playing out. This would be one of my top watches, seeing if Google's going to start outperforming a lot of the other FANG names. Okay, Netflix got really spanked yesterday. Okay, guys, so came down to a major support here. This is a major support. It may sit here for days or weeks, but this is a very important target that we hit to the downside here on the Netflix. So we're going to keep this one definitely on watch here. Um, this could be, if we're going to get that explosive move to the upside, this one here could be a candidate that could actually charge that. So um, definitely get this one on watch. I would have an alert set down here if we should start pushing out the new highs. Uh, if we start, right, wow, that's really close there. If we start pushing out above, the 104.35, I would be looking for the buy the dip, considering how important this was down here. I would be looking to be buying the dip. Okay, and so heads up on that. But we have to see the confirmation on the Netflix. Meta kind of just looks like it's a we've just been building sideways for some time now. It just doesn't, the life just doesn't seem to be there, but we are seemingly trying to push up into above all of our weekly anchor VWAPs this week. So heads up on that. Technically, if we, get above the uh, 644, if we start accepting price above 644, that looks like that we would be in price discovery to the upside, with the main GEX being at 650. So heads up on that for the week. Heads up on that. We could very well be getting back, going back to 650 in today's session. Uh, Definitely want to keep that one on watch as well. So we're getting down into some really light volumes here. What we got going over here? Hell, we even have better volume on Palantir here. Okay. I don't see any edge on Palantir. And we're right into this double topping area. No really good edge on that one, in my opinion. Okay, some of the things I got going on here. I'm really looking for something to be a driving force here. Apple's already completed what they plans this week for it. I mean, we've already come up into the 285 was really the big target for the week. We're currently trading back below that, so that's not going to be a driving force. Microsoft really, they're trying to change. They said some elements of this could possibly be a driving force, but only time will tell. They said parts of their AI business is what was not showing strong sales, and they had to come back and they rephrased that overnight. Said yeah, there's the AI's got us busy. As we're gonna hit our numbers. There's just certain areas of the AI is not taking a lot of business right now. That's what they came out and said. Okay. Other than that, so bottom line is, let's just keep a close eye on for some back and fills early this morning. Ideally, it still looks like, even though we're in the dealer cluster zone, it still looks like there's the gamma's still being built higher for the most part. Um, you have to be very careful. Uh, you know, uh, trying to short this market. Um, so be very mindful of that. Okay.